Soup, soup, let's start the show.
Welcome to the Neverdaily podcast, episode 312, 312. Cut, print, check the gate.
It's also how I count. Always mixed up. 312.
Yeah. That means you're dyslexic.
Yeah, I was dyslexic as a child.
One time, me and my friends were sitting around and it was high school, but conversations around we were bros, we were dudes. What were we doing, you ask? We were rehearsing some songs for our a cappella choir. So, okay, maybe we weren't the biggest bros and the biggest dudes, but we were a mixed bag. Bros from different origin stories. And the conversation switched to religion. And
As it always does.
Yeah. None of us, there were a couple Mo's in the group. We knew that we were Mormons.
Mm-hmm.
But there were, but the rest of us, it never came up. We didn't talk, you didn't talk about, I don't know. It didn't come up. We were kids,
Yeah.
So, we started going on, well, what church do you go to? And, there were different responses through the group. And my one friend, we were like, Eric, what religion are you? And he's like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we don't really go to church. I think we're pedestrian. And he was dead serious. We were dying. It was the best response I've ever heard.
That'd actually be a cool church, the Church of the Pedestrian.
Oh, you just walk a lot.
Yeah, do a lot of walking. Mostly are just focusing on, health and making sure that your heart is strong and all your veins and stuff are all clear and just keeping that good health going.
Technically, there are some churches where being a pedestrian is really big, ones where they do the walk or the journey, to...
I pedestrianed for 2 years for
too.
church.
I bike destrianed too. What is that? What's a pedalestrian?
Pedalestrian. That sounds like
It's probably my brain is just locked out that what you call people that ride bikes, it's completely gone. I'm sure I know it and you know it, and we're just not thinking of it. And when somebody in the back door is like, people that ride bikes are called this. Cyclistic, Ian says. I like it. Cyclistic. Cyclistestrians. Cyclotesticles.
Someone said they were pescatarian, and I knew people who said they were pescatarians. They didn't even know what it meant because they
What is
had no idea.
pescatarian?
It's a diet thing.
Oh, like vegetarian.
It's kind of like vegetarian, but you can eat fish, and there's
sure.
certain proteins you can eat that you can have fish and I think eggs or something. Not even most pescatarians don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
So fish and shellfish you're allowed to eat.
Huh.
Because fish, according to Nirvana, don't have any feelings, so it's okay.
Well, then we know it's true.
Yep.
I believe in the back door we have DJ.
Mm-hmm.
DJ's in the back door. DJ, is that DJ M? Now I'm waiting for a response.
Dun, dun,
He's
dun,
probably driving.
dun,
Okay.
He's our triplet. It's triplet DJ that looks just like us.
We have okay. Because we have a DJ that's on Patreon who, in his free time, he drives truck, long haul trucker.
In his free time.
VR.
Hobby.
It's VR, though. I'm like, that is the coolest thing. Imagine you do your work, you do your job all day long, then you come home and, it's like Microsoft Flight Simulator. But it's in my mind, I'm I've romanticized what he does because, like, you're driving home, you're like, oh man, I got to load. I just looked into I got a load that's it's gonna be a hard one. It's up over the Catskills. I'm gonna it's time based. This one's gonna be rough. It's heavy. It's heavy.
It's like those dudes that have the VR lawnmowers. Have you seen those?
No.
There's literally guys out there who will. There's like a VR lawn mowing thing online,
What?
and you can just mow lawns.
That's crazy. One of our two, our limited edition ultra platinum Apex is in the back door today. Apex Erica. Hi, Erica. Welcome. Ian says there's a power wash simulator. I got to get more into. Okay, this is crazy too. It was a joke when I first said it, but yesterday I showed up at my parents' house and my grandma's there, and she lives with them. And she's got her own little room, and it's just cozy. And it's a smaller room though, so I mounted her TV above her closet on the wall space above there, and it's got like a, I don't know,
telescoping.
Telescopic. So she can lay in bed and propped up and watch it, or sit from her chair and watch it, and it's quaint. But the TV's older, and so the remote is really. It's one of those smart TVs that got too smart, and there's only like 3 buttons on it because they want you to press it and then go into the menu and do all the stuff. And it's too simple, if that makes sense. They oversimplified it because they think you're just going to go into the UI and do everything. Well, my grandma's not a UI person. And so we're talking about getting her a new TV, and then just kind of it birthed as a joke. But then the more I thought about it, I'm like, actually, this might be a good idea. I was like, Grandma, we could just get you a VR headset, and then you don't have to be like squashed in a corner in your chair or propped up on your bed. You could literally watch your shows. And so my neighbor, he one of the neighborators, Trenton, he works for he does SCADA systems, which are electronically controlled. Yeah, the mechanisms. And so his in particular, he manages the SCADA systems for our oil pipeline. So he's literally keeping us from like.
Yeah, for people who don't know, I could run our water plant without even going there. There was only like 3 or 4 things that you had to actually be there for.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could adjust almost everything with an iPad.
Pressure, gates, temperatures.
Turn on, open valves, close valves, add chemicals, turn down, chemicals. Yeah. You could literally do it all just from an iPad, or you could do it from an iPhone. Like you could control the water plant with an iPhone.
So he manages SCADA systems, and I go over to his house, and he's sitting there like looking up, and he's got a VR set on, and he's just touching in the air, like, Minority Report. And I'm like, are you serious? Are you real? Or are you just messing with me because you heard me come in? And he's like, what? And I was like, you're touching in the air. Is that, are you really? Is it real? Like, is it that real? Because I haven't ever put one on. He's like, yeah, come check it out. So I sit down and I put it on. In front of him, he's got a virtual screen that he's drug into the space. I look over to the right, he's got his Gmail open. Over here to the left, he's got like he had like 5 screens open. It was like he was, at the CIA war room headquarters. It was unbelievable. And I was like, oh my gosh, this changes everything. And it blew my mind. But then I was talking to my grandma, and I'm like, actually, Grandma, this could be good. And she's like, well, I'm watching my show, and then someone comes in the room, and then I'm blind. And I'm like, no, you can push a button and you can see through the goggles. Like, you can see the room. So you're not blinded. You're seeing the room the whole time. And she kind of became a fan of the idea. I don't know. I think I'd probably, hate to say, I'll probably buy one for me. And then I'll take it over and be like, what do you think, Grandma? And if she likes it. She's going to be way advanced.
The most advanced old lady I ever met.
Plus, it's finger. It's like push play, stop it, close that, open another. You know, it's got to be connected to something, though. So, I think wired. They're wired, right?
I don't
Most of the
know.
time.
I never used VR. I'm a troglodyte.
Me too. Me too. Well, speaking of troglodytes, there's no connection to troglodytes, but I wanted to uh give you a new list
I like
that
lists.
I've procured, a movie list. And in the past, I've provided this massive grid, and I've talked about it before. I love it because what it is somebody did data tabulation on all of the movie review websites, and they tabulated all of the scores from all of the movie review websites. So, for example, they would go and find Breaking Bad on I don't know, I think it was 7 or 8 different movie review websites, and they would grab the scores for Breaking Bad, and they would do a total average of the scores for Breaking Bad, blah, 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 blah. And they went through and they did, they created this massive, awesome list of the top TV series. I think it was 50, something like that. It's a big list. And Breaking Bad's number 1. And I love that list because it's like it sort of removes the opinion of the movie review site because it's generalizing the data over 8. So unless they're all bought and paid for, the results are going to be a little more general. And I really like that approach. One of the movie review sites that I've always hated is Rotten Tomatoes for a couple reasons. One is from a branding standpoint, I don't know if more tomatoes is better or less tomatoes is better.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I really don't know. And I don't know so much and don't care so much, and we'll go to IMDb or something so much that every time I think about it, I never even think to answer the question for myself. I just don't care.
Instead of Googling, like, which one is it? You're just like, I'm just going to IMDb instead.
Yeah. And well, the other thing, and maybe I should like this, but I don't know why I don't. I think it's because I think I've got a good healthy case of oppositional
defiance disorder.
Defiance disorder. Because Rotten Tomatoes will show you like the public's opinion score and critics, which also are always night and day. And I'm like, why are these people paid? They're terrible. They never get it's like the opposite of politicians.
Yeah, and they're also like looking for metaphors that aren't even there, and they're looking for stuff that isn't there, and this is representative of this, and it's just like, no, it's not. It's just a movie, and
they're smug.
Yeah.
And they're wrong. Like that's the other, like it's sort of like food critics. I hate mayonnaise. So if I eat something with mayonnaise in it, I'm going to give it a low score.
Yeah.
Like I don't, it doesn't make sense to me. It's like being a color critic, and blue is the lowest on your list, and everybody cares what your opinion is on it. It's like, what's happening? Anyway, so all of that aside, Rotten Tomatoes went to a bunch of critics and asked them to provide their top 25 lists of the top 25 movies over the last 25 years. And in my head, I'm like, oh man, and my head instantly went all the way back to the 90s and 80s. And no, that's just to the year 2000, which is hard for my brain to process. But so I thought I'd share my screen and show you the list, and you can tell me which ones of these you've seen and kind of what your opinion is.
My opinion of like any movie made between like 2000 and 2005 is trash.
Okay, so I agree. I think there was something that happened around 2010, 2012, and then there was something that happened just, I want to say it was kind of pre or early era COVID, where there were some writer strikes, And I don't think the writers ever came back.
Mm-hmm.
And so what was left was a lesser class. I don't know if there's a better way to say it, a lesser class of writers that are writing for these movie houses.
Yeah.
Because nobody seems to be able to get out of their own way and say, oh, maybe we shouldn't just do reboots or complete redos of movies. They're like, well, it's like all they do anymore is they're like, well, what was popular in the 90s? And they come up with a big list and they're like, let's redo that one. Let's just redo it.
Yeah. I call it, for me, it's like the Mission Impossible 2. Like, that was one of the worst movies probably ever made.
Yeah.
That made it into theaters and stuff. And like, if you go back and watch it, like, it's almost a comedy. It's so bad at this point.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so bad that it's almost funny. And like, there was just a bunch of movies. Not to say that there wasn't any good movies, but it's just like the vast majority of movies from that time frame are like the Mission Impossible 2s. It's just like so over the top, so stupid. Like, it doesn't even, if you try to put any logical anything to it, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
They break every rule. Just, yeah, it's just so dumb. It's just so dumb.
And again, that could be subjective because every movie that I think is schlock and just they phoned it in could be someone's favorite, So it's funny though. There are some cases where the movie is so bad, the actors know it's bad. Like the Joker that came out with Joaquin Phoenix, the one with Lady Gaga and everything. He's caught on a hot mic at the gala saying how terrible the movie was. And Lady Gaga's like, you can't say it. Don't say it. You can't say it. They're like, they're just talking to each other. It's not like they're like, and the winner, no, it's not that kind of scenario. But, he was like, he's like, that is, the worst. This is the worst movie. And I was like, okay, well, he's a little of a weirdo.
Yeah.
So, I'll take that with a grain of salt. He's also dedicated to his craft, blah, blah, blah. No, the movie sucketh. I watched it and you're like 3 minutes in and all of a sudden he's in like a loony bin cafeteria and he's like, for once in my life. And then it's a musical. And you're like, what is happening? And it doesn't get any better from there. But again, it's subjective because somebody else could be like, I loved it because they like show tunes or they like the fanfare, and so they're like, what better than a marriage between a Broadway had a baby with a DC comic, and it's my favorite, So again, it's subjective. Here's the Rotten Tomatoes. 25.
Paddington 2.
Don't give it away, man. You're out. Get out of here.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so coming in at 25 is Arrival. I loved this movie. I thought there was a lot of like unique things that showed up in this movie. Like they really thought through the process of like communicating with another alien, an alien race. Like, how would that go? What could become the commonality? We're all really quick to be like, well, obviously math's going to be the thing, but it goes beyond that, and I really liked it. Did you see Arrival?
I haven't seen Arrival.
Okay. Put it on the list, Chase. You got homework. Okay. I fear that this homework is going to be very heavy for you.
It probably is.
And me too. Because there are some on here that I haven't seen. Black Panther.
I saw that one.
And?
I thought it was like an ex-girlfriend. I liked it at the time, but I'll probably never see it again.
Okay.
To steal a joke from Dimitri Martin.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It was like I was entertained by it and like I liked the storyline, but at the same time it wasn't like, oh my goodness, this is the best movie I've seen in a long time. Because it was just mid.
What I just was kind of meh about Black Panther was it took itself way too seriously. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just way too serious. yeah, I don't know what else to say. I liked the storyline. It's this is what I hate about critics. Black Panther elevates superhero
Can I
cinema.
pause this real quick?
Yeah.
I'm getting a call that I have to take. Sorry.
Okay. I'm just going to keep
Hello?
talking because Chase is on a call. The critics' consensus: Black Panther elevates superhero cinema to thrilling new heights while telling one of the MCU's most absorbing stories. I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I don't know. But it was watchable. It just wasn't everything. It was no Grapes of Wrath.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was okay.
I'm back. Sorry,
Comes
that was
in
my
at 24.
mechanic.
A mechanic? Oh, how's
Yeah.
your car?
Bad CV axle. They put in a new one. Still was doing the same thing, and so they went and looked, and it was a defective new part.
Oh,
So he had to do it again. So
at least it's not.
yeah,
Mechanics have a tendency to, there's a reason why surgeons put a big X on one leg
mm-hmm.
because you can make mistakes,
Yeah.
But mechanics don't. They're like, yeah, no, we replaced the entire quadratic infusion system, and then we realized it's a code. It's just throwing a code.
No, like
That's
like when I'm the kind of person is go find a good mechanic and then never leave them, even if they cost more.
Oh, I'm 100% there.
Because like this dude saying like he's not going to charge me crap for it, whereas somebody else would be like, oh, it was a different problem and we had to fix that, and now we had to replace another part and you owe us $500 more. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
There's one time where he's like, I think it's this, and he went and he replaced it and it wasn't that, and he's just like, I'm not going to charge you. And then like he's like he warranties his work, so
Yep.
yeah. Sorry, but yeah.
No, good mechanic, in my opinion, is like the doctor that births your babies.
Mm-hmm.
And mine is that, Eric Gathigan. That's the guy for me. Like,
Yep.
he's worth, if I lived within 100 miles, I'd still use Eric.
Yeah.
I brought in the S10. Oh, I sold Sam's S10, by the way.
Did you include a bunch of meat with it?
No meat this time.
Oh.
A couple extra tires, though. Sold it to a kid who's in mechanic school and wanted a project. Felt good though. Like I was very honest I sold it as a mechanic special because it's got some vibration in the back, and I didn't want to dupe anybody.
Yeah.
So kid brought a mechanic with him, and they drove it around, and the mechanic was like, yeah, you could buy this if you want, XYZ on the price for parts, da. Kid's like, I want it. So we bought it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I took it to Eric, and this is when you have a good mechanic. We're finished talking about the S10, conversation's over. I'm about to hang up, and he's like, hey, how's your Kia? I was like, aw. He remembers my other cars.
Yeah, that's how this mechanic is. He's always like, he'll just be like, oh, well, I can't remember how to spell your last name. He's like, and then he'll say my first name, and then I'll spell it for him. And he's like, oh yeah, that's it. I forgot 2 L's. But it's like, he's like, yeah, I was, and so, or he'll be like, yeah, how's your other car doing? And I'm like, oh, doing good. He's like, okay, cool. Let me know if there's anything I can do.
Yeah, it's good. All right, back to the list.
Okay.
I'm sure people are like, stop. Paddington 2 coming in at 23. I saw it. It's adorable. It's as adorable as you could expect Paddington to be. Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen Paddington or his adorableness.
Yeah, it's cute. I mean, watch them both. I would recommend it. Tree of Life from 2011 stars Brad Pitt, Sean Penn, Jessica Chastain, Fiona Shaw. Gotta say, this is one of those, I don't know if it's an A24 movie, but it definitely feels A24 because this is the kind of movie where a scene will happen, 7 words are said in the entire scene, a lot of staring, a lot of like you're watching the whole thing. You couldn't like do a crossword puzzle while this movie's playing. You'd totally be lost. But then the transition scenes between scenes, it's like they'll finish a scene in a dining room, and then they cut to like a cold autumn day with the camera aimed just straight up at the branches for like 32 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's kind of like what they're trying to do is adjust your zen or your chakras. They're like, okay, we need to prepare the person for the next scene, and we're going to use that. We're going to use the movie as an anesthesia.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird. Wasn't a huge fan. Wasn't a huge fan.
I haven't seen the movie, but I have seen the preview because I have the HBOs.
Uh-huh.
And I like one day I was just like, oh, I want to watch some movies. I'm not like a huge art house guy because it comes off to me like an art house movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like I'm not a huge, not to say that I haven't watched any art house films, but at the same time, I sometimes my attention can wander. So art house films usually don't hold me captivated, if that makes sense.
Yeah. This is the kind of movie. Well, the critics' consensus: Terrence Malick's singularly deliberate style may prove unrewarding for some. In other words, you might think this movie's kind of shitty, but for patient viewers, there they go, gaslighting everybody.
Yeah.
But for patient viewers, Tree of Life is an emotional as well as visual treat. This is the kind of movie where the people from the REI neighborhoods walk out of the movie using words like transcendent, and that movie had such good timbre. You're like, shut up, get on your e-bike and go home.
Yeah.
All right, now Banger is at 21.
Heck yeah, it is.
Inglourious Bastards. It just love it to absolute pieces.
Like the suspense in that movie.
Yeah.
Makes you like want to poop your pants half the time.
Yeah.
And then there's
Waltz,
just insane action. Like I will never be able to forget the scene where, and I'm quoting from the movie,
the bear Jew
beats that man to death with a baseball bat.
Yep.
I will never, like, that's a scene I will never be able to get out of my head.
I got chills just when you said it. Now, Chase, I'm going to add to your, I'm going to do the Salt Bay sprinkle on your impression, how your level of impressiveness with that. Here's how that played out in actual filming. They put him back in that cave, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they run the scene. They run the scene and they run the scene and they run the scene and they keep doing multiple takes for days. And Eli Roth is back in the cave and the scene never gets to the point. None of the takes get to the point where he comes out. He's in that cave waiting for them to progress that far. He's in the cave for days during the takes until the scene gets to the point where he's supposed to come out. And Eli Roth said, I was so ready to come out of that cave that he said it shows in the film. And it does. Like, there's something that crawls up your back when that dude walks out of that cavern.
Yeah.
That was real. That was cool. And it just, it really, I think it fit all of the actors properly. Like Brad Pitt, I like him as kind of a grizzled, says 2 words for every 1,000 of mine,
Yeah.
Christoph, I don't know what's wrong. That guy's like on another planet.
Oh, yeah,
he is so good. Just unbelievable. Melanie Laurent, the whole cast was just so good. Tarantino knocked that one out of the park. Coming in at 20, Zodiac. Did you see this one?
I haven't seen Zodiac.
Okay, it's worth watching. Jake Gyllenhaal's in it, Mark Ruffalo, Robert Downey Jr., Anthony Edwards. Great. It's great. And also I like it because it's got that kind of Technicolor kind of feel to it, like 12 Angry Men, Robert Redford era kind of, it just feels like one of those kind of, filmic.
Oh, R.I.P. by the way for Robert Redford.
Yeah. Yeah. When did he die? How long ago?
Like a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
I texted my dad and told him because my dad used to work at Sundance when he was in college as
Oh, really?
security.
Oh.
And so my dad would often find Mr. Redford passed out on the property
Oh, gosh.
and would have to carry him home. And so I said, hey, maybe they'll let you be his pallbearer so you can carry him home one last time.
Aw.
And,
Oh,
yeah,
that's sad and heartwarming.
it's sad and heartwarming. But yeah, they didn't call my dad to be his pallbearer, even though he's carried that man around a lot in his life.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah, good movie.
Mhm.
Definitely put it on the list. I don't want to force you to watch things, Chase. I just don't feel like that's right. But watch this one.
I will.
Okay.
I know you're waiting for me.
Number 19, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, 2001. Nothing else needs to be said. Like, they're all, I don't know if any one is better than the other. It's sort of like, it's like crayons or Legos. The bag is, everything in the bag fits.
Yeah, everything fits. It doesn't feel forced. Everything, like even the set and the costumes and everything, like a lot of times you don't realize how much goes into that kind of stuff. And I was watching a video and they were explaining why some lower budget films feel fake. And it's because the costumes and the clothes are usually new, even in situations where they shouldn't be, right?
Yeah.
And so even just having like pre-distressed clothing can change the entire appearance of a film.
Yep.
And they're like, that's why a lot of like low budget stuff looks fake, is because everything looks too new and
Right.
just out of place. And so yeah, it's just that whole thing. There's like, yeah, I mean, everyone has the little weird things where they find like the four-wheelers in the background, or there's like road tracks in fields and stuff. But I mean, other than that, other than tiny little details, that thing's almost flawless.
The DVD extras back in the day showed like the process of making all the chain mail, and there really is something like there's a whole bunch of people in costume and practical effects in the industry, and then there's the upper echelon where the guys set design, costume, and practical effects, where they're like, no, if you need to make it look like rust, here's how you do it. And they know every trick on how to weather, wear, break, tarnish, patina, it's all there. We have Ian Garmensway in the back door. Ian is coming to us. I don't know. It must be like 3 a.m. there. He lives in New Zealand.
Yeah, he's from the other side of the hemisphere.
Yeah. And he lives there. He said that Bilbo lives just down the road, and he's serious. Yeah, just I want to go visit Ian. I want to go there. I want to go to there. Ian and I have a lot in common. We both play electric guitar, and we have a side chat where he sends me pictures of his latest purchase, and I tell him how cool I think he is. The other day he said, "You've never sent me any of your sketches. Send me one." So I sent him a sketch, and he complimented me, and that felt really good because Ian, you might have come across Ian's our illustrations in our Facebooks. He is a wizard in caricature and illustration. He's put together some comic strips for our shows. On my birthday, he sent me, I'll post it on Facebook. He sent me a happy birthday cartoon of myself, age 50, with a candle on my head. So good. So good. I'm going to sidetrack the list really quick. I want to share some information. I don't know how to process it, but I want to, I have a big, like, it's not even, I don't even know, like, it's too, a thank you doesn't cover it. On Facebook a little while ago, I posted that I had just finished the game Death Stranding on my PC on Steam. And Death Stranding 2 is out. and I asked everybody, what are some recommendations for other games? Because Death Stranding 2 is only on PS5 right now. It'll probably come to Steam at some point, I would assume. And so I was like, what are some other games? What are some open world? I like apocalyptic. I like, that kind of, era open world. I like first person. I'm okay with a bit of an RPG in it, but I'm not like a stand in a corner and wield your mithril sword and swipe it 81 times to gain 44 stars. I don't like that kind where you have to like keep your character awake and they're like cutting potatoes in a room while you sleep, like I'm not that dedicated. So I got a huge list of games and recommendations from people, and I loved it. And I went out and I bought some of them on Steam, and they're sitting there waiting for me. Haven't gotten to them though, because where's my?
Dun, dun, dun.
I thought I had a drum roll, but I don't. Because I got a text message from James Hernandez. And he sends me a text message and he says, "Happy birthday. It'll be there a day late." Can you guess what he sent me?
Something to do with video games.
Yeah, like the biggest thing to do with video games.
He sent you a copy of Halo.
Chase, why couldn't I play Death Stranding 2?
He sent you a PS5?
I don't even know like how to process. Like, do you see? Like, thank you doesn't cover that. I don't deserve, like, that's on another level. I don't deserve that. There's nothing I do for anyone that listens where I haven't changed anyone's life. I definitely haven't changed James's life. He's come to church with me. Like, he's shown up in my town in his big rig. He bought a new Peterbilt.
Mm-hmm.
And he texts me, he's like, "Can I show you my Peterbilt?" So he comes into my neighborhood, parks it in front of my house. And like the whole neighborhood came out and looked at his truck, and he gave us tours. And the guy is like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to process it. Like, thank you is just too silly. It doesn't cover it. Chase, I don't.
Yeah. Some people
but thank
are too
you.
Good
I mean,
for this world.
It doesn't. There's nothing I can say that would suffice. But now I'm playing. I just got chills because now I'm playing.
Death Stranding 2.
Death Stranding 2.
Death Stranding 2.
Yeah, and I will say this: like, my son has a PS5, and so this is weird. I mean, but it's good for me because Sam lives at his mom's house most of the time. Now that he's older, he does podcast editing and stuff. He has a full-blown studio, and when he was going back and forth, it was just too much, way too much. We kind of tried to set him up with duplicate studios, but that's expensive, so there was a certain amount of moving where we're like, "Bro, just pick a place. You're an adult now. You're 18. Just live where you want." And he's like, "Well, I have some, my step brothers and sisters are closer to my age at my mom's. I'll chill there." And Katie, my ex-wife, is very gracious, and she's like, "Yeah, for sure." So, but he plays on a PS5, so I can connect with Sam, and I
get little chitty chats.
Yeah, and I get insulting chats from Sam all day long. He's like, "What? Oh, I see you're playing again right now. Why aren't you? I thought you said the solo episode was going to be done." Yeah. I get on, and every time I get on, he's like, "You going to go take a cheese nap?" Because he's shown up to my house so many times and come into my bedroom and I'm asleep, and there are shrouds of string cheese next to me.
Just littering your chest.
Yeah, now he just mocks me. He's like, "You going to go take a cheese nap after this?" So again, like I can't wrap my head around it. It's unbelievable. Anyway, James, you're on another level, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, back to the list. All right, so coming in at 18, this one, I haven't watched. I think the name is weird. It's Inside Llewellyn Davis.
That sounds vaguely sexual.
Inside Llewellyn Davis, not Llewellyn. I thought it was Llewellyn, but
Well, who knows?
Llewellyn Davis. I don't know if Llewellyn Davis is a person or a place or a restaurant. The critics say smart, funny, and profoundly melancholy. Inside Llewellyn Davis finds the Coen brothers in fine form. Okay, so it's a Coen brothers film. I'm gonna write it down only because of that, because it's a Coen brothers film. Inside Llewellyn Davis. So I'm putting that one on my list because so far I've watched all the others. Okay, coming in at 17 is one that I can't recommend enough. Whiplash from 2014. Miles Teller is in it. J.K. Simmons, which you might know as, if you don't know him as the amazing actor he is, he's also the one from all the Progressive commercials he's... no, is it Progressive? Liberty. Nope. Maybe it's Liberty. Anyway, insurance commercial, bald dude. Allstate. Thank you, Brandy.
Yes. No, it's Farmers.
Farmers. Is it Farmers?
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Yep. Okay. Anyway, J.K. Simmons, excellent. Also, fun fact. So the movie, I'll just read the thing. Intense, inspiring, and well acted. Whiplash is a brilliant sophomore effort from director Damien Chazelle and a riveting vehicle for stars J.K. Simmons and Miles Teller. It's about this art music college.
Okay.
Miles Teller is a drummer, and J.K. Simmons is his professor, or I don't know, band leader at the. Unbelievable. I can't really explain it. But it's like if becoming a Navy SEAL required you to be the best drummer ever. That's Whiplash. And a real fun fact here, Miles Teller is a wicked drummer. So he's actually playing the drums in a lot of it. Like there might be a couple cut scenes for some super advanced stuff where it cuts to his hands and it's somebody else, but dude's playing, I believe, the majority of the time. Fun fact, we might have talked about this before. Miles Teller, if you look really close at his face, it's full of scars.
Mm-hmm. That was from, wasn't he a kid when that happened?
Yeah, he drove through on a four-wheeler or something, drove through a barbed wire fence. Yeah.
I ran full sprint into one in the middle of the night, in the middle of the dark once, but luckily it was winter and I was wearing really thick clothes. And so it just ripped up all my clothes. It was the weirdest feeling though, because we were playing like a game, like I was in high school. It was like a hide and seek kind of thing, and I'm literally just full sprint running, and I hit this fence. It was an older one, and some of the posts had been broken. But it was the weirdest thing because it slowed me down in slow motion, and then slingshotted me back.
Like it WWF'd you up.
Yeah, it was like running into like the ropes between the turnbuckles. Like it kind of caught me slowly and then just launched me backwards, and I like was on flat on my back, just going, "What the hell just happened to me?" Because I thought like it almost felt like a force field had just like grabbed me, stopped me, and then threw me. And then I was like, I get up and I turn on my little phone light, and I'm like, oh, that was a barbed wire fence. And I'm checking myself, and my clothes are all ripped up and stuff. But luckily, nothing actually got through like my thick jacket and jeans and stuff. So I got lucky. Lucky. It didn't. What's his name again? It didn't. Miles Teller me.
Miles Teller your face.
Yeah.
In junior high, there was a really popular kid, and he started dating one of these twins. They were both cheerleaders. It just plays out like that. Popular kid dating a cheerleader twin. And one night they were drunk after a party, and he got on a four-wheeler, shoes on the back, whipping at a fast rate of speed, come to this barbed wire fence. He ducks. She doesn't.
Ooh.
And it took her head off. And Chase, that killed her.
I would hope so.
Also, the super traumatic part of it is she was a twin.
Yeah.
Just tragic. And that's why I'm extremely against four-wheelers at night. Moving on to the list. Number 16, Magnolia. You seen it?
Nope.
I haven't either.
Once again, like just looking at the thing, it looks kind of art housey.
I believe it is a little art housey. From what I don't remember if I'm remembering the right movie. I want to say I could be wrong. I think it's kind of oversexed, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, though. I'm not quite sure. Hopefully, Philip Seymour Hoffman's in it, R.I.P. Hopefully, if it is oversexed, it doesn't have Philip Seymour Hoffman scenes in it. Oof.
Yeah.
Yikes.
That would. Looks like
Number 15.
Thomas Cruise is in it.
Yeah, Tom's in it. Number 15, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
I saw that one.
What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah?
I thought it was decent. Like, I liked the storyline. I like seeing what's his name in it? Ke Huy Quan.
Yeah.
AKA Data, AKA Short Round.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. I think he won an award for that. That was like his first movie back out of retirement. Well, not retirement, because he was behind the camera for a long time. Like, he just wasn't getting acting jobs, but he was a fight choreographer.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty good movie. I liked it. It's definitely strange. Like, it's sci-fi strange movie, but I liked it.
Wasn't it really action packed?
Oh, it's super action packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to say I've seen it, but I'm not sure if I remember. Like,
it's where it's like the main character keeps tapping into other realities.
Oh, and they pop in.
Yeah.
And then at one point, isn't there like an old Chinese lady chasing him?
Yeah.
Through the portals or whatever?
Uh-huh. And well, the whole thing is like, it's her, you find that, well, I don't want to blow it up, but yeah, it's just like she can tap into different realities, and then you find other people who can do that. And so it's like, it's like the, what do you call it? Like the theory of a million universes or whatever. That's like somewhere out there in some universe, you're Batman, kind of an idea.
Yeah.
And so she could actively tap into different versions of herself that like knew how to fight or knew computer hacking or that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool.
So it's like if the Matrix had a baby with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah, that would be a good, yes.
Or Inception had a baby with the Matrix, then that baby had a sex with a baby.
And I'm pretty sure the main character lady was in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
She was Michelle Yeoh. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah,
another
perfect analogy.
Movie. Yep. Okay, moving on. The next one is Moonlight, 2016. Moonlight uses one man's story to offer a remarkable and brilliantly crafted look at lives too rarely seen in cinema. Number 14 on the list. I haven't seen it.
Me neither.
A look at 3 defining chapters in the life of Sharon, a young black man growing up in Miami. I'm gonna put it down. What's it called? Moonlight. I'm gonna check it out. Okay. Number 13. Get Out. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay. Get out of here. Go watch it. That's how good I think it is. It's good. It's so good.
I think what turned me off is that there was a lot of people trying to over politicize it for a while. And anytime somebody does that, I just go, I don't want to watch that anymore then.
Yeah, and that could be for I think one major reason is when Jordan Peele puts out a new movie, it's going to be fanfared. It's going to be kind of pomp and circumstance well before it comes out. I will say he's hit every time. I can't think of a Jordan Peele movie where I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
Like, it's good stuff. So good. Check it out. Get Out. Now that Chris and his girlfriend Rose have reached the meet the parents milestone of dating, she invites him for a weekend. Woo! Not to give too much away, he's a black dude, she's white,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's sort of like if Hotel California had a baby with the Stepford Wives. There was also another movie, it's not on this list, with Chris Pine in it that came out a little while ago. And it's this weird neighborhood where everybody, it's like robotic. Like this one wife, they moved to the town, this little like town in the middle of the desert. Everyone's successful. All the husbands drive away at the same time in the morning.
Oh, I've seen that one.
You know what I'm talking about then?
Yeah.
And it's creepy. It's creepy
and it has
as heck.
the girl she's in the Marvel universe. She's Black Widow's little sister or whatever.
Yes. And so that's like, it's like the white person's Get Out.
Okay. Yeah, that movie was creepy.
Yeah, if you liked that one, Get Out will stomp you into another era. So it's good. All right, There Will Be Blood, number 12. Honestly, I think this one should have been higher on the list. Daniel Day-Lewis, for the 7,000th time, comes out of retirement to do a movie. Unbelievable. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you seen it? You've seen it.
I haven't seen There Will Be Blood.
Okay, it's on the list. You got to put it on the list. You got a lot of homework, Chase.
I know.
Number 11, No Country for Old Men. Again, super banger. Just gripping the chair armrest the whole time. I did hear Ben Shapiro say something recently about it because he and Walsh guy, whatever his name is, they were talking about it, and Walsh was praising Javier Bardem for his role in it, and just praising the movie. And then Ben Shapiro said something. I was like, yeah, that's kind of true, but it still doesn't matter because the whole movie is so good. But Ben Shapiro said Javier Bardem, it wasn't a transcendent role for him because it was one note, is how he put it. He was like, he played that one note expertly and consistently through the whole film, but it was still one note.
Mm-hmm.
Like he wasn't putting on a master class of, except for he was putting on a master class of one note, and he did it very well.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen that one.
Haven't?
Nope.
Okay, God, it's on the list. It's got to be on the list, Chase.
Josh Brolin's in it. I'll go see it.
All right. You are disappointing me.
Little side note about Josh Brolin is I found out that his mother was extremely psychotic and abusive to him growing up.
Really?
Yeah, she cared more about her animals than him, and she had wild animals on property. And one time, like, she literally kept wolves. And one time, one of the wolves attacked Josh when he was a little kid, and a farmhand saved his life.
Really?
Yeah, like a farmhand that like he was like, a Hispanic laborer that was, moving through the area following work. And he said this wolf was literally attacking me, and this dude jumps over and just starts like beating the wolf and like punching it in the head and stuff and scared it off.
Wow.
And his mom got mad at the laborer for hurting her wolf. Not mad at the wolf for attacking her son. She got mad and was yelling at the laborer for hurting her wolf. And like that was the kind of house that Josh Brolin grew up in.
He's an amazing actor, and he's one of those guys though where I don't know how he did it, but he bridged the gap from child actor to adult actor. And I think there was a big gap where things weren't great for him.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy because he's such a good actor. I love the fact that he's still in front of us on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Your story reminds me of something I saw on the internet the other day. It was somebody from, I think it was Latvia, or it might have been Austria, somewhere like that. A guy was like, when I was younger, I wanted a pet. So my father goes into the woods, comes back with the puppy. And at one point, the puppy grows bigger and attacks me, bites me severely. And I tell my father, the dog attacked me severely. And my father says, well, it's a wolf. It's just so, like, oh, as a matter of fact, obviously it's going to do that. It's a wolf, you idiot. So good.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, number 10 on the list, The Social Network. I really like it. Now, I really liked it. One thing I wish came from The Social Network was that we hated Mark Zuckerberg a little more in real life from this movie, because I believe it is a pretty accurate account of how Facebook came to be. And it makes you sad for everybody except for Mark Zuckerberg, you know, and you kind of just want him. You're like, oh, I wish he suffered a little more in life now. Anyway, have you seen it?
No, one of my friends watched it, and he's a friend that I trust in all things media related. And he's like, I liked it. He's like, but I know you won't, and so I just never watched it.
Yeah, I would say it's nuanced, where there's a certain something about it. I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. Also, Chase, I just realized I answered the question by looking at the scores on these. The Rotten Tomatoes score. The higher the score, the better, apparently.
Okay.
Because they're going up as we get closer to number 1. So The Social Network, if you've seen it, you've either appreciated it or you didn't like it. And if you haven't seen it, you'll either appreciate it or you won't like it.
Mm-hmm.
So
there's not a lot of middle ground in it.
No, not really. The Matrix, number 9. I believe
I've seen that one.
Okay. And it's duly positioned. I think it's in the top 10, no doubt.
Yeah, it almost opened up like a whole genre to people who had never experienced it before.
Yes. I've heard a lot of jokes about the Matrix series where Wachowski brothers nailed it. The Wachowski sisters didn't so much nail it. But yeah, so amazing movie. Actually, I love them all. My wife hasn't watched them, and I've prepared them all on Plex for I'm hoping a like binge-worthy Saturday with her, where I just feed her. There's charcuterie boards, there's pillows and blankets. I've banished the children to someone else's house, and we're taking a Saturday. But I also have to be prepared to, within like 20 minutes, just go mow the lawn, because I don't know if she's going to like them.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to be prepared either way. Okay, number 8, Pan's Labyrinth. Couldn't agree more. This movie, okay, if you've never seen Guillermo del Toro movies, this should be your gateway drug, Pan's Labyrinth. You'll know whether or not you're a Guillermo fan by watching this. I love the critics' consensus in this case. It says Pan's Labyrinth is Alice in Wonderland for grown-ups, with the horrors of both reality and fantasy blending together into an extraordinary spellbinding fable. Mm-hmm. If you haven't seen it, but you spend any bit of time doom scrolling on the internet, you might have come across one of the characters from Pan's Labyrinth, and it keeps you up at night. Yeah. If you've ever seen this little snippet of a video, haven't seen Pan's Labyrinth, but you've seen this creepy, like white-faced, nondescript creature, and he holds his hands up to his eyes, and then there's eyes on his hands, that guy's from Pan's Labyrinth. It's the gateway drug for Guillermo del Toro films.
I think that was just a big joke, because you know how many parents say you don't see things with your hands? Like, you always heard that growing up, like, don't touch that. We don't look with our hands.
Look with
and
our
I think
hands.
that was just a big old joke that he was just like, some people do.
Well, and he's flipping the script a bit on the childhood way of hiding from fear, which is cover your eyes with your hands in a way. I don't know. I bought Kent Pan's Labyrinth, that doll, action doll, super detailed at a convention one year. It was the only one he didn't have, so I bought it for him. And I'm proud of myself for doing that. Can't recommend it enough. Once you watch that, just go and find the rest of his films. And I'm going to make a high recommendation. You're going to come across some that are Spanish.
In Espanol?
And you're going to have to read some subtitles. But
subtitles?
Read them. Read the subtitles because the movie is worth it. Fun fact, if you've played the game Death Stranding or Death Stranding 2, the character Deadman in it, who's this kind of portly guy who keeps appearing, and he's like a scientist, researcher kind of guy, that is played by Guillermo del Toro in the video game. Good movie. Love it. Okay, number 7, Spirited Away, the only animation on the list. I would say if you've never watched Japanese animation, I don't know if you go as far as calling Spirited Away anime, but it's great. It really is.
It's a Studio Ghibli movie.
Yeah, just very good. Very good. 10-year-old Chihiro, Dave Chase, is who plays it, moves with her parents to a new home in Japanese countryside after taking a wrong, and I could click that and read the rest of it, but I'm not gonna. And beautiful, just absorbed. Your eyes will absorb the film. Once you watch Spirited Away, go onto YouTube and find the documentary about the making of it, just to appreciate how long it took to make the film, because every single frame was painstakingly animated. Just amazing. It really is. It's a good movie.
I think it's that movie. There's one scene that took a year to animate, and it was only 18 seconds.
The crazy thing is there are a lot of Japanese animations where it was a ridiculous amount of time. And, we were talking about kind of the dumbing down of writers and the dumbing down of movies. The 90s Japanese animation, nothing holds a candle to it. Nope. As far as current animation. Nothing is that meticulous. We lost an art, really, I think, there. Anyway, that's my opinion. In the Mood for Love, number 6. Never seen it. Let's read the synopsis. In 1962, journalist Chow Mo Wan and his wife move into a Hong Kong apartment. Okay. Critics' consensus, an exquisitely shot showcase for Maggie Chung and Tony Leung that marks a somber evolution of Wong Kar-wai's chic style. In the Mood for Love is a tantric tease that's liable to break your heart. There are a lot of words in that make me just go, nah. I don't know what it is. I'm not interested in watching 50 Shades of Grey. There's nothing about my wiring that says, oh, a whole movie of other people having sex? I'm in. I'm not in. I don't. Also, what's her name that plays the main gal in that? I feel like she's made so much hay off of playing that role. But she's so, in my opinion, she's so forgettable.
Yeah. I already forgot her.
I can't remember her. I can't remember her name. But anyway, In the Mood for Love, if you're into tantric teasing, also known as edging, I believe, or gooning.
Yeah. That's just what the new gens call it.
Yeah. So check it out if you like that. Or if you like other Kar-wai Wong films. That sounds like something that happens when you're standing on the side of the road and F1 cars come by. Car why wong? Car why wong?
Things that are only slightly racist.
Okay, number 5, Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I'm intrigued just off the name. I've never seen it. In 1770, the young daughter of a French countess develops a mutual attraction to the female artist commissioned to paint. Oh, I feel like I should click more. Okay, I clicked more. Let's see if I can paint her wedding portrait. That was not worth clicking. Okay, so it's another tantric teaser.
Yeah,
it sounds like
you lost me at period piece.
Period piece. Probably also you could put it in the category of, it seems like a little bit too old of characters for a coming of age tale, but maybe a midlife discovery or rediscovery journey.
Mm-hmm.
I was intrigued by the name, but I feel like it's just going to be, it's like, you like watching two chicks like get real interested in each other? Check it out. But if you like two chicks getting interested in each other, check out Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Okay, moving on. It's also number 5, so it must be good.
No, or it must not be good, but people just, it could just be one of those things where people just say it to sound like they know what they're talking about.
We have tantric teasers at number 6 and 5. Like, that's hard for me to wrap my head around. So objectively, if I have to be objective and, not be a prude, there must be a good storyline, because there's a lot of movies about sex that aren't on the list, The Dark Knight. I don't know. There's nothing else to really say. It's great.
Yeah.
It's the best one of them all. The cast was stratospheric. We have the Heath Ledger performance of a lifetime, really, I think. Aaron Eckhart was in it.
Mm-hmm.
People don't know Aaron Eckhart, maybe. Watch it. He's Two-Face, I think, or Face Off, or whatever his name was. Yep. Mm-hmm. Fun fact to know and share, when I was a missionary in Alabama, when we'd go visit people, we would tell them, so next time we come, we're going to show you a video. This was 1995, though. So in order to show someone a video, you couldn't guarantee the fact in Nowhereville, Alabama, that people had a VHS player. So we would bring a portable VHS player and a VHS that was, spiritual. Aaron Eckhart was in the movie that we showed. So he's LDS, was. I don't think he claims to be LDS anymore.
He doesn't. But he doesn't claim that anymore.
Ryan Gosling was LDS too, raised LDS. Jewel.
And so was what's his name from the original Fast and Furious?
Oh yeah,
Paul Walker.
Yep. Yeah. I kind of feel like it's one of those things where you're raised LDS, and then if you go to Hollywood, you're not going to claim that anymore. It just seems like a thing. Also, I would just say, probably in general, if you're religious, then you go to Hollywood, you don't really claim it anymore. It's not very common. Probably hard to survive. A lot of them that are
open about their religion are like low-key blackballed.
Yeah.
Like Gary Sinise.
Yeah. Or high-keyed blackballed, like Tool Time Tim.
Yeah.
Tim Allen.
Probably the only one who bucks that trend is Chris Pratt, is one of the only ones that bucks that trend.
And he's hard to cancel. That's the reason for that. Yeah. He's hard to cancel. But no, I'd agree with that. Got to tread lightly over there. All right. Mulholland Drive is number 3. It's a David Lynch film. Can't say I'm a huge David Lynch fan, but I'm putting it on the list because it's number 3. So I'm going to put it on the list. You seen it?
No.
I don't know what I'm in for. I'm in for a dark-haired woman is left amnesiac after a car crash. She wanders the streets of Los Angeles. kind of sounds like Los Angeles now. I drove through Seattle a little while ago on my way to Canada. It looks war-torn. There's no other way to put it. It looks when the sides of the freeway, when you have to install cement spikes on any flat ground, so that tent people don't come there and live next to 80-mile-an-hour traffic. Something's up. Something's up. I don't know what's up, but something's up. You should look into it.
Yeah, maybe you should reevaluate your situations.
Also, I'd love to see the budget. They're like, you know what? Quietly, we need to install some cement spikes everywhere on all the flat ground. What's that going to cost us? And then somebody's like, well, we're just going to keep that price out of the public eye. You know, it's not, they'd be freaked out to know how much we spent.
Wink.
Wink, wink. And then they're like, don't worry, my brother-in-law is a contractor.
Yeah. Well, he's not, but he will be for that price.
Yeah, he's not. He's currently my assistant, and he's a drug addict, but he will be a cement contractor, general contractor. All right, number 2, I can't recommend this enough. Parasite. Once you watch it, you will kick something out of your top 10. Easily. I would say you kick something out of your top 5, but I don't want to be too presumptive. But Parasite, again, it's Korean film. You're going to be reading subtitles. Worth every second of it. You just can't, like, it's that good. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's got a 99%. Okay, so this is compelling too. So number 3 on the Rotten Turkeys list has an 84% Rotten Tomato score. Parasite goes to 99. So we skip what is that?
Well, but that's the thing though, is if you look at The Dark Knight, it's 94%, which is 10% higher than Mulholland Drive.
You know what? Good point. So I don't know what's going on. Let's go down. Oh yeah, 97 for Portrait of a Lady. So
once again, it's just people, it's some idiots just like, well, I know everyone likes this movie better, but this one's actually better.
And you know what? That is just another reason why I hate Rotten Tomatoes. You know what that feels like a little bit? Not to get political, but also it's just the way it is. So I don't really feel like it's political. That's how Democrat elections go. You can vote for whoever you want, but then the ultimate vote is going to be a very small group of people who decide. It's a very interesting way of doing it, but the mindset behind it is everybody's deferential. They trust that small group. So yeah, you go and vote and you do your things, but
they know better.
In reality, I think that's kind of that's how they feel. They trust. They have a trust in government. That
I hear you, but
Republicans don't.
I hear you, but I don't care. This is what's going to happen.
Well, we say that. That's a conservative way of looking at it. But if I had to flip that into a world where like I believe that about something, where I would defer my opinion, probably my religion, like my church. Like if I felt a certain way about something, and some people might think this is crazy. If you do, look at the Democrats. But I do feel that. Like I feel like if there was something put forth, some change or something, I might be of the mindset to be like, well, I don't know how. I think I'm gonna have to come around to it. Not that, And if you listen to me saying that and you're like, you're a brainwashed wackadoo, I just brought up the Democrats. So what I'm saying is, all of us have the propensity to do that in our own ilk.
Yeah.
It doesn't really. Sometimes there are pockets in each of our mentalities where we are willing to defer. And if you say you don't have any pockets, I kind of doubt it. I kind of doubt that. Maybe you're just an island.
I would hope you're willing to defer, because otherwise you would never go to a doctor. You would never.
Yeah, I mean, yes, okay, yeah, great point. There are certain things that the CDC or doctors say, and we're like, okay, all right, you sure? You sure?
Yeah.
And they're like, yep, everybody's doing it.
Or
And
you're
we're
like,
oh,
I have a tummy
okay.
ache, and the doctor's like, no, your appendix is about to burst. And then you go, nah, I'm just going to go home and wait this one out. And then you die. So yeah, there's times that you should be deferring to people because of X, Y, and Z.
Can you think of anything in your life where you are, I mindlessly is not the right word, because that's critical of I think the ilk, whatever the ilk is. I would say faithfully.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's complimentary to everybody who does that, whether it's Democrats or religious people or whatever. Can you think of anything in your life where you're like, yeah, I would go along with it until I learned how to get along with it?
I already talked about it earlier. My mechanic.
Okay.
Like, if he's just like, hey, this is the problem, I'm just like, all right, fix it. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. So
Yeah.
like, until all of a sudden he's like, oh, the flux capacitor's out. Then I'd be like, okay.
Yeah. Or he's like, your headlight fluid's low.
Okay, you said it was out last week and I paid you to fix it. This time I'm a little, I just watched Back to the Future again. So this time I'm a little skeptical.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than and I think it's smart to do that. Like, defer to, you can learn from other people's bad experiences. So there's certain things that you can defer on certain things without completely deferring everything. If that makes sense.
I think that in certain lights, like when I'm pretty unabashed about saying that about my faith, but I also can see the face of a bunch of listeners who it's sort of like the painting the scream there, where they're like, why would you be such an idiot? Oh my God. They're clutching their proverbial pearls about it. But we all, like I said, that is very similar to how an entire political party votes.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's unique to a certain ilk. And I like what you said, because I think there's something to the fact that the way to spin out of that, or not really spin out of it, but you posit your view. If it's corrected by the people that you believe you would defer to, your choice then is to do your introspection as to, okay, they picked something else, then this went another way. Why? And introspect, and you either settle, become resolved, at peace, whatever word you want to use, on why it went that way, and you become resolved. You're like, that was the right choice. I'm glad I followed.
Yeah. Or
you realize you're following something that is taking you astray. And that's universal, whether it's a faith, whether it's a government, whether it's a political party, whether it's a community, whatever, But as human beings, we're wired that way. We tend to want to follow a leader sometimes in our lives. All right. Number one. Can you guess?
I'm going to say The Goonies.
You're an idiot.
I'm just saying what I think is the best movie ever made. So
okay. I shouldn't say that. You're not an idiot. That's just a stupid choice.
It's a masterpiece.
I do agree with you. I do agree. It stood the test of time. We cranked out a lot of good actors from it.
That's just one of those things that if somebody tells you the premise of that movie, you're just like, oh, that just sounds stupid. And then you watch it and you're just like, oh, okay, I can watch that again. And then you watch it again, and then you watch it again. And then you're just like, this is fun. Yeah, that's how I feel.
All right, well, Ian in the back door says Shawshank. Brandy says Shawshank is so good.
I literally just talked to Sam about Shawshank before and how it was an utter and total failure when it was released.
Yeah, the box office was a failure. Tell him why it wasn't.
So I learned something. What happened is Shawshank did not do well. Nobody cared about it. Nobody really even liked it. Wasn't on anybody's radar. TBS picks it up for pennies on the dollar, and then they start playing that thing like 8 times a week for years and years because it was so cheap for them to play. And then next thing you know, literally everybody saw it. It was marketing by spam. It was like one of the first spam marketing campaigns. And so it's like that's actually how it became what it was. Same thing with It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That movie did so bad when it came out that the movie studio that made it went under because they didn't get any money on it. And then somehow the copyrights lapsed in the 70s and nobody caught it. So then a bunch of TV stations were like, free movie. We can play this for free.
Yeah.
And then they started spamming it again. And then it became an American classic.
Yep.
Like 40 years after it came out. So it happens.
And well, my response to that was some of the most memorable movies I can think of in my youth were crammed through my face hole in that fashion because HBO in the 80s and 90s, because cable television was the only place and there wasn't on demand, you paid for them to purchase the license for a movie for like a month, and then they would just schedule it back to back to back to back. So there was no way you couldn't find a moment in your life to catch the whole movie because, again, there wasn't pausing or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had to catch it when it was going to start. And so that was their mechanism. So there were a lot of movies that I remember from that era where they're in my heart because I watched them 71 times in a month. Okay, so the number one, drum roll please, is Mad Max Fury
I would have never
Road.
guessed that in 100 years.
Do you want to know why you wouldn't have guessed it? There's actually a reason.
Why?
Because it's not the number one movie.
True. It's a good movie. I liked it. I thought it was good.
It's a great movie, but you know what it's not? It's super not the number one movie in the last 25 years. They just sealed my hate for Rotten Tomatoes. This is it. This locked it in. It is the critics' consensus. They're retarded. That's the consensus I have after reading the entire list. What a downer. What an anticlimactic pile of garbage this list. To really, it was good. Again, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Super not number one.
Yeah, I'd watch it again.
Oh, me too. I'd watch it 7 times.
But I'm not like telling everyone you have to watch this. If you don't watch this, you're missing out. I'm just like, no, it's good. Watch it if you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
I have a movie that I don't know where I saw it, but it sounds really cool. It might be horrible. The premise is really cool. Just to try to save the Mad Max flop. It's called Blue Ruin. I'm excited to watch it.
Have you watched it yet?
No. It's the premise though is, so basically imagine it's one of those movies that inadvertently calls out an entire genre.
Oh, fun.
Like the revenge genre, right? So it's like, what if a normal dude tries to do like the whole Taken thing? Like just a normal dude who, like
if I just stood up and was like, "You've got my daughter. Yeah, I'm coming for you."
So it's like a revenge thing. I think like this guy, normal dude, average American, his parents get murdered and he tries to go get revenge, right? But the person who was talking about it, they're just like, it's not a comedy, but it kind of is, because it's like, as a normal person, do you know how to hotwire a car? And so there's a scene where he goes to try to like steal a car and he just doesn't know how. Like he's just, what do I do? Like, how do I, what, how is this, what, like, or a regular dude who's like never shot a gun trying to shoot a gun for the first time and do it accurately. And so it's like, that's what the whole movie is like every, like, because they're like, how in those action movies, they always have a friend who knows how to do the hacking part if they don't know how. Yeah. It's just like, do you know a hacker who could get into the FBI?
And the answer is no, so you have to try.
So you have to try, but you have no idea but you can barely open your email. So like, that's kind of what the whole movie is like this regular dude trying to do the whole like revenge John Wick thing.
I love that.
And so like, I just want to see it just to see how they do that, right?
I want to watch that. I don't know anyone to hack into the CIA database. Yeah. Puts in an AOL online CD. It's like, da-dong, ba-dong, da-dong. I'm gonna do this.
But yeah, it's just a regular dude trying to do all of the action hero stuff.
I wrote it down. I put that one on my list. I put a star next to it for Chase.
And hopefully it's not
recommends.
horrible,
Yeah.
but just the premise of it is enough to just go, yeah, I got to see that. I have to see it.
The back door is fangirling and fanboying over Tom Hardy. And Ian, I agree with Ian on this one. Have you ever seen... I'm trying to scroll because every time somebody...
My wife has
comments.
that's one of her Hollywood crushes is
Have you seen Bronson?
Mr. Thomas Hardy.
Have you seen Bronson?
I don't think so.
Okay. Bronson is an early work of his, and it's a factual actual about the most notorious prisoner in Britain. He's still alive. Tom Hardy plays him, had to beef up for the role, got pretty thick.
He almost looks like he did when he was Bane.
Yeah. Speaking of thick, if you've ever wanted to see Tom Hardy's junk for like 18 straight minutes, watch Bronson. I don't know any other way to put it except for his junk's out for a whole long time. A lot.
A long time.
Yeah. And you know what I'll say, in seeing Tom Hardy's junk, I'm like, okay, I'm a contender. Okay. It's all right. Life's okay. Life's all right.
Well, that's fun. So it's based on a true story about a guy who pretends to be Charles Bronson.
Yes. But the guy is the craziest guy you've ever met. Like, this guy was built for prison. Like, there's no other way to put it. He was born for prison. Not like just the decisions he made. He is wired to be in prison. It's crazy. It's crazy. Now the back chat is just full of comments about flaccid and uncircumcision and
just about wieners.
Yeah.
Lots of wieners.
Wieners. Okay. I'm going to close out my list. That's the list. I am disappointed in the end. Chase, bring what you brung, and then I'm going to do a magic trick on you.
Okay. So today we're going to be talking about a lot of ass.
Ooh.
A lot of assassins who sucked at their jobs.
Ha! Fun.
So these stories are about ass assassins, also known as assassins who are ass at assassinations. Like I said, a lot of asses in this. Sam, have you ever tried to kill anybody for any reason? Because if you haven't, you're really missing out.
I was playing Legend of Zelda. It's the 80s. Dinner time. I'm mid game. Legend of Zelda has a little tiny battery in the cartridge, in the Nintendo cartridge to save. It was one of the first games you could save.
Yep.
I had not saved. I'm deep in the nuts of this game. Dinner's ready. My brother Matt, sick of my mom yelling for me to come to dinner, comes down, just pulls the power plug on the game. And I grabbed him by the throat, and I made his throat like convulse or whatever. And I let go, but he still couldn't breathe. Freaked me out. I watched him sleep for the next year to make sure he was breathing. Freaked me out. I thought I almost killed my brother.
It happens sometimes.
It's the closest I got to killing somebody.
So picture this. It's a soggy January morning in 1835, and Mr. Andrew Jackson, our president, he's 67 years old, and he's attending a funeral at the Capitol. He's just walking down the street, going to the funeral, probably whistling a tune like Yankee Doodle Dandy, and an unemployed painter who genuinely believed that he was King Richard III steps up and pulls a gun on Mr. Jackson, President Jackson. And the guy pulls the trigger and doesn't go off. So he's panicking. He pulls out another gun, aims it, pulls the trigger, doesn't go off. 2 misfires in a row. Jackson is now pissed because, he fought in battles and stuff. Like, he was legitimate. He takes his cane, because he's 67, and he starts beating the crap out of fake King Richard III. until people have to pull him off of the guy, like including Congress members.
Oh, wow.
Davy Crockett literally had to pull. The Davy Crockett came in and pulled Andrew Jackson off this guy.
King of the Wild Frontier?
Heck yes.
Whoa.
The pistols were later tested and found to be in working order, so it was the powder that had gone bad.
Oh.
So Richard Lawrence, the crazy man, he kept babbling about royal estates and tea and crumpets and British stuff, and they put him in a crazy house for the rest of his life. So yeah, that day was the first ever recorded attempted assassination on a U.S. president.
Interesting.
And the odds at both of those pistols failing, 125,000 to 1.
Really?
If you would have put $1 on that bet, you would have walked away with 125 grand.
Wow.
So yeah, very high, very crazy odds to not get shot.
Dang.
So most of these are presidential assassinations that didn't work. So we're going to just jump right into the next one.
Okay.
John Flaming Schrank, that's his name, versus Mr. Teddy Theodore Roosevelt, 1912.
I love this one.
So imagine, you're a president, you're out campaigning. He's campaigning for his third term. And this one guy goes, I don't want him to be the president because another president who is dead whispered into John's ear and says, don't let him be the president. So he's obviously hearing things, and he shows up in Milwaukee, for those of you who are from the area, and he shoots Theodore Roosevelt in the chest, in the chesticle. Well, luckily for Mr. Theodore Roosevelt, he had a 50-page manuscript in his jacket. Bullet goes through that. Luckily for him, behind that is a steel glasses case. Bullet goes through that, still embeds into him.
Yeah.
And he's just like, meh, I still got a speech to give. So he's literally bleeding out of a chest wound. And he stands up, gives his entire speech, and just is like, okay, now I can go to the doctor. And they're just like, well, we can't take it out. It's too close to stuff. And he's like, cool, leave it in.
Yeah.
And that was it. That, like, he literally got shot in the chest, get like bullets inside of him, gives his whole speech, and is just like, whatever, I don't even care anymore.
It's crazy.
So what's the most hurt you've ever done, but you still just did the thing you were doing?
Well, I broke my neck in 2012, but I didn't know it because I also broke 4 ribs and bit all the way through my tongue.
Mm-hmm. And that's a bleeder.
Yeah, and I was messed up, but my neck was what I thought was the least of my worries. So I went 4 days wandering around. 2 of those days I was in McCall, Idaho, which is a couple 100 miles away from home. No hospital to speak of. So I just sat in a hot tub thinking, man. And, I looked it up. What do you do for broken ribs? Nothing.
Yeah.
you have to keep breathing,
You chew on pain pills.
Compress, compression, that kind of stuff. So I'm worried about that and everything. And day 4, I'm back home. It's Sunday. I skipped church, and I told my wife at the time, I said, I think I'm going to go get this checked out because my ribs are killing me. I'm wondering if maybe I have a floating, like a broken, something.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to the doctor. They did some stuff. They made me move my neck. And I was like, ow. And they're like,
No.
What? And they poked in my neck a couple places. I was like, ow, ow. And they're like, okay. And they instantly ran me into the MRI. I broke C1 and C2, which is next to the brain. That's as close as I got. But 4 days.
That explains a lot.
I walked around with the brain with the same neck break that Christopher Reeve had for 4 days. Superman died from that.
Yeah.
Guess who didn't? This guy.
Yep. I think the worst that ever happened to me is I was at work one time and I degloved some fingers.
What?
Just the tips.
You did?
Yeah. I didn't lose the flesh, but I lost every single layer of skin on these 2 fingers from about here and here. Just all the skin, bloop, gone. The guy who was operating the forklift thought that I had lost my fingers. So he's literally feeling my glove and making sure that my fingers are still attached. Because I got my hand stuck between a forklift and a gang box. And if you don't know what a gang box is, it's the big, huge monster metal toolboxes you can lock so people can't steal your crap. And they weigh like, once they're loaded down, especially with steel tools for doing steel equipment and welders and all that stuff, they're thousands of pounds. And I got my hand stuck in between a telescoping forklift and a gang box. And so luckily it just took all the skin, not the meats. But yeah, I didn't have any skin on these 2 fingers. My nails were still there, weirdly. But you probably can't see, but fingerprints grew back.
That's so crazy.
Isn't that crazy? Like, I literally had no skin on my fingers. So yeah, we just bandaged them up, and I went back to work, and I worked. So
whoa,
yeah,
that's crazy.
So yeah, I had like adrenaline pulled my hand back so far, and there was so much pressure that just all the skin was still in my glove, all of it. Like, I'm not talking about losing like the top layers. I'm talking about all of it was gone.
All the dermal layers.
Yeah. So I saw the meats and stuff. Yeah, that was not fun for me.
Gross.
But I got over it eventually. And someone asked if they're the same ones or new ones. I don't know.
Yeah, we'd have to go back to your criminal record, but I believe that's sealed.
Yeah, so I was a miner previously before that, and not the kind that works in the grounds.
The coal mines.
All right, so next one. Giuseppe Zangara. He tried to kill a different Roosevelt who was a president, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, 1933. And so maybe it's just the name that makes people mad. Who knows? Maybe you shouldn't have the name Roosevelt and be president, or else someone's going to try to shoot you. Who knows? So we're in Miami now. Sweat stains on everyone. Smell of BO because it's 1933. Giuseppe is a small Italian immigrant, and he is frail in more ways than one. He's armed with a .32 pistol, and he sneaks up and takes a shot at FDR. He misses, and shoots again, and misses again. And the second bullet ricochets off a metal pie tin. I want to know what the hell that was made out of. It's like a mile thick pie tin. Who knows? Strikes the mayor of Chicago. Remember, we're in Miami, Florida. Strikes the mayor of Chicago, Mayor Anton Cermak, I think is how you pronounce his name, who later dies from infections from the shooting. So Giuseppe is tackled on the spot, and he confesses that he wasn't trying to kill the other guy. He was trying to kill the big guy, is what he said. I'm trying to kill the big guy. He also is quoted saying, "I have a gun in my hand. I kill kings and presidents first, next, all capitalists." Except he didn't kill, all capitalists because he was a horrible shot. He accidentally killed someone with a ricochet.
So he's a socialist.
Yeah, so it's also funny how a lot of anti-capitalists will wear clothes made by capitalists, eat food produced by capitalists, expect protection from capitalists in the forms of military and police, and will even shoot guns made by capitalists when they can actually just go into the woods and practice what they preach, but they don't.
Well, and irony is thick there because somewhere between step 1 and step 5 in every socialist agenda is you got to get rid of the guns because otherwise when things get bad and nobody's interested in sharing anymore, the government needs to be the only ones with the guns. So that he used one. But he was bad shot, so kind of, okay, I get that. He's a socialist, but he's got a bad, I get it.
And then later, after they interviewed him in the psychiatric ward where he spent the rest of his life, he apparently suffered from chronic pain, which he blamed on world leaders.
Of course.
So they had to pay for his pain.
Fun fact. Did you hear recently, it was, I don't know how, it's pretty recent, not like weeks, but like in the memorable past. That's not a thing. The guy that beheaded his dad, he beheaded his dad and then went on a live feed with like some like mile long rant, called his dad he was a traitor. Apparently his dad worked for the US Postal Service at one point, and so he beheads his dad and he's sitting there like this, and then he just reaches over and he's like, "This is the head of," and he shows the head. And all the like the YouTube version of all of it, it's like blurred out, but you can find the one where it's not, and he's got his dad's head in like a bag, and it's all like pressed against the plastic, and he shows it, and then he goes on this rant, and he demands that the U.S. Postal Service break from the government and regain its legitimacy. Is the weirdest.
Does he not know that it's subsidized by the government, and so if it broke off from the government, it would no longer exist?
Yeah, what does he think it's funded by? Just the stamps? Like, is that really what he, what?
Yeah, it's subsidized to offer people a cheaper way to ship things.
Oh.
It's like part of your membership benefits of being a United States citizen. Like, but yeah, people just don't think it all the way through. They just hear words that make them feel emotions, and they just chase those down. You ever blame someone else for your bad luck, or maybe even self-inflicted stuff?
Yeah, I do. I am struggling all the time with that.
It's like
I'm trying to learn how to forgive. I'm trying to learn how to take responsibility for all my own mistakes and errors. It's not like a lifelong thing, but I always feel like I'm 6 because I don't feel like I'm ever going to get better.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite memes is the bike riding cartoon where it just shows the guy reach down and jam the stick in his front forks, and he's like, "Damn capitalists!"
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just like, what?
Why did that do that to me? Or the one of Eric Andre where he just shoots the guy in the chair and is on his own show and then blames it
on someone else. Like, and then there's I think it was a Vine, the little girl who's playing in the yard with another kid, and the kid splashing her with a hose. And she's like freaking out, runs up and grabs the hose from him. And then he lets go, and she's spraying herself, but her head's turned away. And she's running around screaming, like, stop. And it's literally her holding the hose. Like, all she has to do is just drop the hose and it's over. But it's just like she's blaming everyone else. Like, how is this happening? Why are you letting this? And it's just like, you're doing it to yourself. So yeah, that's kind of how I felt listening to some of these assassination attempts. Next one is another famous one. Squeaky Fromm. Do you know who Squeaky Fromm is? I say Charles Manson.
Sounds like a Muppet.
Well, she was. She was a very fervent follower of Charles Manson.
Okay.
And so she stalked President Gerald Ford all the way to Sacramento, California in September 1975. She walks up to him in a crowd, pulls out a Colt 1911. She forgets to chamber it because, people aren't very smart. She pulls the trigger because she cocks it, pulls the trigger, but, clicky click because there's not one in the chamber.
Oops.
So she gets tackled and disarmed and everything. And then later she tries to say, it was just, I wasn't trying to do that. I was just trying to scare him. I wasn't really going to shoot him. And it's just like, but you had a magazine fully loaded with live ammunition. Like that. If you were just trying to scare somebody and make a point, you would not have a fully loaded magazine in the gun. You know what I mean?
John Wick, more like John Witless.
Yeah. So it's like, she's like, it was like, she basically turned her stupidity into her defense. I was trying to scare him with a fully loaded gun. She ended up getting out of jail eventually in 2009. She was released from federal prison.
Really?
Even though she got a life sentence for, attempting to assassinate a president.
Yeah.
So, another thing about that assassination attempt, though, 17 days after that, so we're back in the 70s, someone else tried to kill President Ford. Another lady, he was not very popular with the ladies. Sarah Jane Moore shot at him with a revolver, but she missed. So yeah, he was the first, only U.S. president to survive 2 assassination attempts in the same month.
Interesting. Presidential assassinations are kind of a unique thing because if you think about it, you're like, if you wanted to assassinate a president that you thought was terrible, most of the time, the preponderance of evidence that they were terrible is after the fact. So shooting a past president, not quite as romantic. And no current president, maybe with the exception of our current president, has ever been in office and and like there's a whole swath of people that are like, he's literally the devil. Like, there's crazy people for every president, and there's always somebody that's like, I'm gonna kill Carter. but most of the time assassinations on a president are niche because the preponderance of their effect on the country is always going to be after the fact.
Yeah.
Unless they do like a thing that you're completely against, and then you get the one-offs out there. Like I said, with the exception of the current president, where I literally believe, there's a giant swath of people that think he's the devil. Yeah, they do, but
they do.
Yeah, they got there somehow. I just don't know how.
But don't.
Hi.
Hi, there's your package. I don't know. It's for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. So I have one more question.
Okay.
Have you ever pissed off the ladies so much that you had multiple women try to kill you in the same month?
Ooh. How much
why
time
didn't you just
have?
return their calls?
That's why I keep a nice layer of fat on myself. It keeps the ladies away. That's the only thing really that keeps the ladies away is my fat.
The only thing.
Yep.
Nothing else.
Nope.
So that was what I brought today. Just some failed assassins who were ass at assassinating people's asses.
Okay. All right. Now I'm doing a magic trick.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to keep both of my hands in the shot during this because I want no question as to my ability to do magic.
Let me put you into widescreen. I'm putting you into widescreen now.
All right. Okay. Now I want you to witness there is nothing on this entire sticky notepad. This is so hard to do.
Is this the sticky notepad you left earlier to go get?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I have a pen and two hands with nothing else in them except for my wedding ring. Okay? We witness that? Okay. I'm going to uncap the pen and I'm going to ask you for some things and I'll write each one down. I'm going to crumple it up and I'm going to hold them in this hand. And then I'm going to hold this and I'm going to write down the next one, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to read your mind. Okay, ready? All right. I want you to think of an animal. Don't say it yet. Okay, I'm reading your mind. Okay, hold on.
Do you want me to write it down too so I can't cheat?
Yes, that's great. I like that. I'm going to write down what I think. Okay. All right. And then before you tell me, I'm taking it off and I'm crumpling it up.
Okay.
And it's in this hand right there. See it? Okay. What animal did you choose?
Should I tell you now?
Yeah.
A gorilla.
Gorilla. Okay. Good. Okay. The next one, I want you to pick a color. Okay. I got to read don't say it yet. I'm reading your mind. All right.
I'll write it down.
Let me look into your eyes really quick. Okay. Okay. All right. That one's still in this hand. Let me crumple this one up. All right. What color did you choose?
Green.
Okay. You're going to be blown away. This is crazy. All right. Now, just so this is going to get crazy, I want you to pick a car. I want you to pick a brand of car, not a make. Just a brand.
Brand of car.
Okay. Let me read your mind.
Everyone who knows me already knows what I'm going to pick.
Okay, I'll tell you this. Pick a weird one. But
let's do. Okay, I got one.
You got it?
Yeah.
Let me see your face. Okay. All right. All right. Tearing it off. I hope I'm right on that one. Okay, all three are in this hand.
Okay.
Blank. Okay. No nothing, no tricks. Okay, what'd you pick?
Let's see if you can get this one. Peugeot.
Peugeot. Okay. Boy, this is... Okay. I want you to pick the first name of a relative.
First name of a relative.
My
First
arms are
name
getting so tired holding them up here.
Okay, I got
You
it.
got it? Okay, all the time, all good. Let me look at your face. Okay. Okay, I'm writing. All right, I will crumple that up. All of them are in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
Blank. What's the name?
It's Brian.
Okay. And you wrote it down?
Yep.
You wrote it down. Okay. Final one. I want you to pick a direction. Up, down, left, right. You know.
Okay.
Got it?
Yep.
All right. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to crumple that one up. Okay. Blank.
Yep.
Okay. Now, I'll cap my pen. And I'm going to go. And I'm going to unravel each one. Oh, they're sticky notes. So there's a little bit of sticky on it. Okay. What direction did you pick?
I picked left. Lefty Lucy.
Oh, I don't know if this is going to reverse or not. Oh, no. So the camera, it should be left.
Yeah, that'd be your left.
Okay.
That's left for you. Right for me, but left for you.
All right. Let's see here. What was the name of the relative?
Brian. It's even spelled the same.
Okay. I'm breathing heavily. Okay. And what? Perchance, what was the name of the car brand?
Peugeot.
What's happening?
You got it.
I'm so good at this. I'm super smart. I'm magical. Oh, no, I'm dropping it. Okay. Oh, come on. I crumpled this one too heavy. Plus, my hands were a bit sweaty, so it's really permanently creased. Okay. What color, sir, did you pick?
Green.
Oh, really? Oh, weird.
Green.
And then finally, wouldn't it be funny if this was wrong? Like you picked gorilla, I pick Hillary Clinton. Get
Same
it?
difference.
It's funny. Okay, and then you picked gorilla.
Yep. Gorilla.
Is that magic or what?
Yeah.
Do you know how I did it?
No.
Yeah, I'll tell you how I did it. A magic chase.
Just magical.
I really need a minute to get my shoulders to unflex. I've been going to the gym a lot, and I did shoulders yesterday, and that was a mistake. I was holding my arms way up too much for that one, but I'm going to tell you afterward how I did it. I'll tell you afterward how I did it.
It is afterward.
All right, you want me to tell you how I did it?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell everybody how I did it, so you can do it to your friends. So what you do is the first one we picked was animal, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I wrote the animal, what I actually did was I drew the arrow.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be left, right, up, down. Right?
Yeah.
And then when I asked you what your animal was, I was on to the next one. You're giving me the answers for the next one, but I wrote gorilla. And so it proceeds as such. And then at the very end,
Mm-hmm.
I seem like a wizard.
It's the mentalist trick 101. It's the first mentalist trick you ever learn.
Ah, so good. Got a quick joke for you.
Okay.
I bought my blind friend a cheese grater for his birthday. He said it was the most horrific book he's ever read.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think your fingerprints are coming back after that one.
Yeah. Well, if mine did, I think anyone's can.
Okay. All right. So, I brought something. This is a really long episode. I did bring something though. May I share it?
Yeah.
All right. So what I want to do, I'm going to read you a short biographical piece on just a couple people. And I want you to try to tell me what you think. Don't Google it, please. What you think these people have in common. All right. Here we go. William Stewart Houston. So Stewart Houston must be like maiden name.
Or adoptive.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. He was born in Liverpool, England. His father worked as a kitchen porter at Dublin's Shelbourne Hotel, and his Irish mother, Bridget Dowling, was his mother.
His mother? What's his mother?
His mother birthed him. The family lived modestly in the Toxteth area of Liverpool, where his father attempted various business ventures, including a small restaurant, boarding house, and a hotel, all of which failed. When William was just 3 years old, his father abandoned the family for what he called a gambling tour of Europe and eventually settled in Germany, where he remarried bigamously. And that's not largely, that means he's a bigamist or a bigot, I guess. So I don't think he had divorced his wife. I think that's what makes him a bigot or bigamist. I'm not quite sure. And he started a new family. William was raised solely by his mother with support of her Irish relatives after being fired from his accounting job in London due to his some of the problems that he experienced. William traveled to Germany in the 30s seeking employment opportunities. In Germany, William worked first at a bank and later at the Opel automotive factory as a car salesman. However, his employment became increasingly problematic as he faced accusations of misconduct, and his movements were closely monitored by authorities. After a particularly frightening encounter with officials in 1936, he fled Germany and returned to England. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now we go on to Paula Wolf. Paula was born the youngest child of a middle-class Austrian family. When she was 6, her father, Alois, died of a pleural hemorrhage, leaving her mother, Clara, to raise Paula and her older brother alone on a government pension. The family moved from their home in Leonding to a modest apartment in Linz, where they lived frugally. Tragedy struck again when Paula was just 11. Her mother, Clara, developed breast cancer. Paula's older brother took responsibility for breaking the devastating news to their mother, and after Clara's death, Paula remained in the small family flat while her brother moved to Vienna to pursue his ambitions as a painter and political leader. As a young adult, Paula moved to Vienna, where she worked as a housekeeper for several wealthy families, including, surprisingly, at a dormitory, and she later transitioned to secretarial work for various businesses, and during the war, worked as a secretary at a military hospital. Lived a very quiet life most of the time for Paula. Interestingly, after the war, Paula was actually arrested and questioned by the U.S. intelligence, but then was released. I think that probably happened a lot back then.
Yeah.
You know, World War II was kind of a 1-2 punch for the world, so a lot of that was probably happening. Okay. This next guy, Alois, born before his father's third marriage, Alois had a troubled childhood marked by violent arguments with his father. He left home at age 14 and found work as an apprentice waiter at the Shelbourne Hotel in Dublin, Ireland, where he served prison time twice for theft in the early 1900s. As the war ended, Alois fled and went to Hamburg. He underwent but later, Evan, I wrote this wrong. He's a minor offender. So he was considered a minor offender at the end of the war, and then he lived quietly until his death on May 20th, 1956. I'll give you one more.
Okay.
Morris was a Jewish furrier operating a successful business in the New York City area.
Not to be confused with a furry.
Yes.
Okay.
When he was living in New York when World War II began, despite having no family connections in the area, he was oppressed by everyone around him, and it was made life really difficult for him as the war progressed and news of the Holocaust emerged. And you'd think, well, he was a Jewish furrier during World War II, that you know the intolerance may not have been just isolated to Germany. There might have been that kind of view of intolerance on every continent. You might surmise. His life was not good after that, after World War II. And he kind of just faded into ignominy. What do you think all of these people have in common?
World War II, there's a lot of W's in their names. They all went to jail or were accused of crimes at some point, and they all faced financial hardships.
Yeah.
That's all I got, though.
Let's start with the list again. William Patrick Stewart Houston. William Patrick was the son of Alois Hitler Jr., making him Adolf Hitler's half-nephew. Despite the family connection, William became one of Hitler's most vocal critics.
Hey, I told you about this guy.
Yeah.
Just the other day.
After being discharged from the U.S. Navy in 1947, William legally changed his surname from Hitler to Stewart Houston. The change was motivated by his desire to escape the notoriety of the Hitler name and live anonymously with his new wife, Phyllis Jean-Jacques.
Yeah, he wrote an article at one time called "Why I Hate My Uncle."
Yeah.
While he was still living in Germany.
Yeah, not a good move, really, if you're in Germany at that time to do that.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Paula Wolf. Paula was Adolf Hitler's younger sister.
Ooh.
And the only one of his full siblings to survive to adulthood. She maintained minimal contact with her brother throughout his rise to power. During Hitler's rise to power in the 1930s, Adolf himself insisted that Paula change her name to Wolf for her protection and to avoid unwanted attention. Wolf was Hitler's childhood nickname and later served as his wartime code name. This change occurred before World War II as a protective measure orchestrated by Hitler himself. Paula continued using this name until her death in 1960, even after moving to Berchtesgaden, Germany in 1952.
Okay.
Alois Hitler Jr., as we covered, was Adolf Hitler's half-brother, born from their father's second marriage. He had a troubled relationship with both his father and his famous half-brother. In October 1945, immediately after World War II ended, Alois petitioned German authorities to change his surname from Hitler to Hiller, simply dropping one letter. Not really, because he added an L.
Yeah, he just took the cross out of the T.
Yes, that's what he did. The change was granted as part of his efforts to distance himself and his family from the Nazi Association. His wife and other family members also officially adopted the Hiller surname. This allowed them to live quietly in Hamburg under the new identity until his death in 1956. Morris had absolutely no family connection to Adolf Hitler. He was a Jewish American furrier whose original surname was Hitler.
No relation.
No relation, two T's. Hittler. but it bore an unfortunate phonetic similarity to
Yeah.
Hitler. So in 1946, Morris petitioned a New York court for a name change due to relentless harassment, prank calls, and people mockingly calling him Adolf. The judge granted the request, acknowledging that Hitler was not appropriate for a Jewish person given the Holocaust. His new surname was kept private in court records, actually, allowing him to finally escape the burden of a name that had become associated with evil through no fault of his own.
Yeah.
This was actually really common. So a lot of Austrian families had no direct connection to Adolf Hitler, but they shared the same ancestral surname. And I have a fly. Darn it.
Not again.
They shared the same ancestral surname that was relatively common in Austria. Relatively common before the war.
Kind of like Smith or Jones.
Yeah. After World War II and the revelation of the Holocaust, most Austrian families bearing the Hitler surname changed it to avoid stigma or harassment. They typically made the subtle modifications, like changing one or two letters, or reverted to historical spelling variations, such as Heidler, Hutler, Heidler, or Heitler. These changes were processed through local Austrian civil authorities and allowed families to maintain their genealogical connection while escaping the negative associations.
Mm-hmm.
Today, the Hitler spelling has essentially disappeared from Austria, with only the modified variants occasionally appearing in records. But it's been pretty much stricken from the genealogical record post-World War II.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. I've always been curious, how did people handle it? All nuances of life after World War II.
Yeah.
I've thought a lot about, you and I were talking about it. We were talking about it.
Yeah.
No one's mind is ever changed because you presented new facts.
Yeah.
Usually what it is someone's mind is changed only when their heart is changed,
Yeah.
or they realize that they were following a path, like we talked about. Well,
it's like Hitler's nephew. He wanted to join the war effort against Germany. So after he defected to the U.S., he literally said, I want to join the armed forces. And they're like, And he's like, no, I'm serious. I really want to. And they're like, no. And so they had the FBI run a whole background check on him, find out every little detail about him. And then after that, they're like, okay, you can join, but you're not going to be anywhere near the front lines. But he did serve in the Navy.
Yeah.
So he was on, a ship, but he never went to the front lines, but he did what he just wanted to do his part, right?
Yep.
And so that's what he did. He changed his name, joined the Navy, and when the war was over, he went and lived his life, I think in Texas or something like that.
Yeah, and that was a hard part for a lot of them, I think. It was just kind of, undoing that. A lot of these people, the majority of Austrians who bore the name had no association, nothing to do,
Nope.
But
just circumstance.
Yeah, crazy. So that's what I brought. I brought a magic trick. I brought a list. I brought Hitler back from the grave. And it was a good time. You brought a bunch of assassinations. I think we did a pretty good job today. I was trying to outlive our backdoor access, but we're at 9. So 3 of our listeners aren't here.
We miss you.
Where are they? We even have we have a New Zealander here. Come on, guys. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Just hang with us. Anyway, well, this has been fun. And next week, next episode, we reprise our Music Tuesdays on Thursday. Gonna bring a banger. I'm sure you will too. And I listed off a whole bunch of new segments that I have, right? And I told you about all of them, and we did Amazing Tits, and we did How Long Is It? I might have been on too much root beer for the rest. For all of them, really, if I'm being honest. because I thought they were hilarious, right?
Yeah.
I even played the theme songs for How Long Is It and Amazing Tits for my wife the other night in bed, and she just, Sam, what was that Mars song? Runaway to Mars.
By Talk.
Talk. Yeah, that's that one.
Talk.
Yep. I played the theme songs in bed for my wife for How Long Is It and for Awesome Tits, and she looked at me, she's like, it's another reason why I can't recommend your podcast to my friends. And then she just rolled over and went to bed. I was like, aw, come on. So I thought I'd just kind of let the cat out of the bag. I'm going to let you know the rest of the names. And, if you really care about any of the segments, I've got a bunch of stuff on each one. Maybe I'll do one, but it's going to be based off of demand. I'm going to have to see comments on this episode on Spotify in order to drag them into existence. But here's the list. The rest of the segments that I was going to do was, how big is it? Which are facts about sizes, big and small. Holy molar, crazy facts about teeth.
Teeths.
Buttholes. Instances where things could have been amazing, except for the earth opened up and swallowed whatever they were making. Or tragedy because of holes. I don't know. Big boobs. This one's a bit of a stretch. Not that they all aren't, but big boobs is my list of some of the worst Karens that I can find.
There's some bad ones out there, too.
It's a stretch. This one, I was actually kind of excited about making a theme song, kind of 1930s, kind of a ragtime. What a bitch. Great stories, encouraging stories about amazing dogs. And their acts of heroism and genius and character. Sucky Dick is another segment about the worst Richards I can find in history.
Richards.
And then Bros Before Hoes. Valiant stories of people who left Americana and the farm and the toil to serve in the military. They're all stupid.
You could have Bros Before Hoes where it's farmers helping out other farmers.
Ooh, that's fun. Oh, tragedies on the farm where everybody came and, pulled somebody out of a combine. Or
there's that video of the dude the two guys, like there's a fire going through his field and they're zipping around in their combines trying to create fire breaks. And it's like the farmer and then his next door neighbor shows up out of nowhere with his combine and they're trying to make fire breaks. There's a cool story about a guy who during World War II, his neighbors were Japanese American and they got put in internment camps. And he took over taking care of their farm. Like he had his own farm, but then he also, he'd spend the day working his farm and then at night he's working their farm to make sure that, it keeps going. And when they came back, their farm was ready to go.
Really?
He had kept their farm. Going. He kept their farm from, going downhill, and because he just really liked them, thought they were good people. And so he just he sold their crops for them and kept the money and gave it to them when they got back. Like, did all the work and didn't ask for anything in return. He gave them everything that their farm made, even though he did all the work. So
wow. Just
cool stuff like that.
There's a lot of cool stories about people who went above, the Oregon Trail's full of stories of pioneers and coming across to the west, and they would stop and they would plant a whole field of stuff knowing they would never see it grow, so that the next people in the next season would do the next thing. And then it would be subsistence for some pioneers along the way.
Yep.
And these people are thinking of other people while they're burying their children in shallow graves in frozen earth. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
But we
There's still
both
good
just
people
pulled an
out there.
autistic moment, and we both just started blathering on about things that we could have brought up for episodes. Chase.
We still can. We were just teasing people. We're
teasing
giving
them.
the little titillating teases like those movies.
Big boobs.
Yep.
That was such a stretch. I really should have put some more time into big boobs. That just I feel like I was just trying to be inappropriate. I was being wantonly irresponsible, and I ask for your forgiveness.
You can have all of my forgiveness.
Somehow we upgraded to 10 people here right at the end, and
did it.
I feel bad for that. But we're done.
Yeah.
We're never coming back until 2 days from now. All right. Love all of you. Love you, Chase.
Love you too. Love everyone.
Soup, everybody.
Bye. Bye.
So, soup, let's start the show.